welcome to another episode of Membership Minute, Printing United Alliance's weekly series dedicated to bringing you the latest in association news. Today, we have another special extended Membership Minute where we will meet an expert here at Printing United Alliance. Joining us today is Joe Marin, who has been Senior VP of Education and Training for the past year and has been part of the industry for over 30 years. Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Thanks for having me.
So, Joe, can you explain a little more about the programs that you offer to our members?
Sure. Yeah, my education and training is what falls under my purview, but things like conferences, like the Continuous Improvement Conference that's managed by Jim Workman, the Color Conference, which I manage, which by the way is in San Diego in January. It's not a bad place to be in January. And then to align with both of these live events, we also develop virtual events, including CI Ready, Continuous Improvement Ready, and Color Ready. And then the iLearning Center, which houses all of our e-learning courses and our certifications. Also in my department are the Premier Print Awards and the Pinnacle Product Awards, both of which have been and are being refreshed for 2021. We've got a few other major products and services in the pipeline within my department as well, but I have to keep those under wraps for right now, but I promise it's going to be really exciting stuff for the industry.
Yeah, it sounds very exciting. And so on that note, what are you most excited for and focused on right now?
Well, it's probably two different things. What I'm focused on right now is the revamp and refresh of the Premier Print Awards and the Pinnacle Product Awards. What I'm excited about is really a couple of things. I think just holistically, it's all the new products and services that Printing United Alliance is going to be offering this year, and not just those within my bucket, but just across the organization and all the departments. I mean, everybody's working really hard on some really amazing things, and selfishly, for me, it's the other thing I'm excited about is getting back to live in-person events. Like the Continuous Improvement Conference that's in August, and then of course the trade show later on this year.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people are very excited to get back into in-person events and networking, and I think it's a better experience altogether. So it's exciting.
Absolutely, we can learn from each other there.
So, Joe, you mentioned the Premier Print Awards and the Pinnacle Awards. Can you talk a little more about these?
Sure. Yeah, the Premier Print Awards are Printing United Alliance's newest awards program, and it's all about recognizing printers when it comes to the very best in print quality and innovation. So pre-merger with the Print Awards, there were actually 4 different awards programs across the organization. We had the PIA Bennies, the SGIA Golden Image Awards, Printing Impressions Gold Ink Awards, and the Packaging Impressions Print Excellence Awards. So across all these awards, if we put them all together, there were like almost 250 categories. So we had to cull those down a little bit for 2021 and the Premier Print Awards. We've gotten those down to 71 categories. And the other thing I'm really proud of is we've made it a really all-inclusive industry competition that represents all areas of print, from flexo to gravure to screen printing to offset and wide format and post-press finishing and specialty printing and student categories. So we've really done a good job of categorizing categorizing the awards competition, and so we're excited about that. Secondly, the Pinnacle Awards program, that one's all about recognizing suppliers and industry product excellence and innovation. So the Pinnacle Awards umbrella falls under 2 different awards. We have the Pinnacle Intertech Awards, and those were formerly known as the PIA Intertech Awards. And that's an exclusive award that recognizes new game-changing technology that we've never seen before in the industry. And on the other side, we have the Pinnacle Product Awards, and those were formerly known as the SGIA Product of the Year Awards. They're different in that they recognize products that improve the printing industry with exceptional contributions in quality and productivity.
Great. So can people enter who are not members of Printing United Alliance?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure can. Both competitions are open to members and non-members, and we encourage everyone to participate in all the awards competitions.
You mentioned some certifications earlier, so can you expand on what kinds of industry certifications are available?
Sure. We have the customer service professional certification. Now, that certification is designed for CSRs, and not just CSRs that are new to the industry, but even those that have been in the industry for a while. And that certification was designed to um, basically up their game in terms of professionalism, communication, managing internal and external customers, um, dealing with different job production situations, and really how to deliver an outstanding customer service experience. We also have the Improvement Professional in Print, or IPP for short, certification. And what that certification does is it validates the expertise of those who are working in the industry to help their company achieve operational excellence through lean manufacturing and other quality management systems. And then Ray Weiss manages the Digital Color Professional certification and the PDAA certification. Now, the Digital Color Professional certification, that's all about a certification that demonstrates an understanding of color theory and applications as it relates to color management. And then the PDAA certification is all about how to properly install vinyl on a vehicle or other material in an industry setting, like in retail, for example, with expertise and excellence.
It sounds like there's quite a variety of certifications available. Okay, so where can people go to learn a little more about certification?
Yeah, you can go to printing.org/ilearning or sgia.org/programs/certifications to learn more about all the certifications that I've just talked about.
And one more question. So, if there's one thing that current members can do right now, one action item for them to take, what would it be?
Yeah, I guess it would be to never stop learning. I mentioned earlier how quickly the industry is changing and evolving, and it's really moving at the speed of light, and you have to keep up. I spoke to an operations manager of a very successful commercial printer just probably 2 weeks ago, and he said, Joe, I feel like when I come into work, all I'm doing all day is I'm teaching my employees, and some of it I consider to be basic information. And, I don't know that I hear that a lot, that managers should be teachers, but they're spending, I think, probably in a lot of time teaching their employees, and that may not be the best use of their time. And that's a heavy lift. And what I want to say is you don't have to hunt for training for your staff or do it yourself. We can help. And really, I would encourage our members to look at all the educational opportunities available from the Alliance. Some are online in the form of webinars, like the Ask the Experts webinars that you mentioned earlier, or the certifications that are available, or all the in-person conferences that we offer. And don't forget about Printing United Expo in October with all the great educational sessions that are going to be there. Um, and I think really the last thing I want to mention is you have to take advantage of all the offerings we have. Not that learning just isn't attending webinars or just taking a certification or an e-learning course or attending a live conference. That a little bit of every one of those things really makes for a well-rounded education plan. And to include a little bit of everything in that plan always yields best results.
I think that's great advice. And thank you so much, Joe, for joining us today. I think that's tons of great information.
Thank you, Ashley. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And make sure to keep your eye on future episodes of Membership Minute, where we will interview more Printing United Alliance experts. Printing United Alliance is an association built by and for the printing industry. To learn more about the benefits of becoming a Printing United Alliance member, visit us at sgia.org or printing.org. Our team is looking forward to hearing from you.